Hi, this is Paula with Twinkle Trail Creates and Sparkle Farts Paper Crafts, and today I'm bringing you my newest little journal created with Tarnished blooms from Lottie's Magic Attic and a little bit of the 2026 heirloom, which is a neutral, very neutral printable, but mostly, probably 99% tarnished blooms. So let's get started. This is a very cool little envelope pocket that's included in the printable kit. This is some of that heirloom. I just printed some very basic pages that can be used for writing, journaling, doodling, whatever someone wants to do. Fold that back up, and I made a little tag. I put a leather tie on it, printed the back neutral. I try to do that with everything. All the little bits and pieces and a tuck spot. And this is actually an envelope, and so there's some of that neutral paper stuffed in there. Some more tags in the back. I use these scissors as a tuck spot to cram a few more bits and pieces in. I always think that's fun to do. Some more tags, pockets that came with the kit, and I did make some of my own pockets. I felt like I needed more because I wanted to include as many of the bits and pieces as possible. These beautiful prints, I just love them. I did use some of the tags to create more pockets. I tried to leave as many blank areas as I could. I did sew this journal. I don't do that all the time. I don't do it often. This is the Tim Holtz Pocket Maker Die. And this was a tag die off of Amazon, just a cheapy one. It works really good. And then I made the back with I used some sprays. I think it was water color wash, maybe. It's really old Tim Holtz Adirondack, which they've renamed to something else now. And then just some oxide inks and old paper and maybe brush sage. Just tried to make it go with the kit, and these are just some of the bits and pieces out of the kit. I love this one because it's stair stacked up, so you can really jam a lot in, but you can still see all the pieces. So I don't know why I don't use it more often, but you may start seeing it. And then this tag I made into a little tiny tuck for that, because why not? And you will be shocked. Yes, it's a hidden paper clip. I know. I do them all the time because I love them. I think they're so pretty. And they're actually useful because if you want to add a piece of paper to this journal, although this one, I think I messed up a little bit. I didn't offset the little tabs far enough. So it is a little more cumbersome to open than normal. Oh, and this one is a pocket too. It's got a little tag in there. So the black lace I really thought went really well with this. That's the flap to that envelope I had sewn in on the other side. I actually sewed the envelope, and there's a couple of them in this one. These prints are just so gorgeous. It is in Lottie's Magic Attic Etsy shop, and there will be a link down below if you want to purchase the printable kit. Or this might be on Whatnot at some point. My best friend really wants me to start doing Whatnot, and so I'm going to experiment. These really dark prints. I waited and waited to print these the really dark page. She put them all pretty much on one page together, I think, in case somebody didn't want to print the dark ones. I broke down and printed them. Oh my goodness, look at that. I forgot to put a ribbon. I will add that. I made this tag with my tag dies, and then this is just a folded paper, much like that first one, just for additional writing. It's a little snug in there. Okay, I'll remember to come back and put a ribbon on that. I'll leave it up really far so I do that. I made the key into a tuck spot. I always knew, as soon as I saw it, I knew that that's what I wanted to do with it. And this one, I made these pockets. I printed the printable half size, so the print's slightly smaller than a full size page would be, but then I used my pocket die to create these in 2 different sizes. Because, like I said, I like being able to stack and see everything. I think this was actually a pocket. Well, there's one, this print you'll see again, this pocket, but I didn't want 2 pockets exactly the same, so I made it into a tag, and then on the back I adhered mulberry paper, so it has this really awesome texture on it. Just for something a little bit different, and I really liked that creamy color. Oh, and here is an envelope. I have the flap tucked in behind this to hold it down, keep it in place. This one's actually empty. I didn't have anything to put in it. So hopefully whoever ultimately gets the journal will put something in there. But I left this as a tuck behind the little tag, so the envelope flap goes right in there and keeps it shut, so nothing will, once something gets put in there, nothing will fall out. This is some washi tape I got from Paper World, I think. I did glue it down because I just don't trust washi tape very much. I have trust issues with washi tape. And this one is printed on cardstock because this is not the construction I thought I was going to do on this book. These pockets, I actually printed this sheet twice so I would have matching pockets for the page because I really wanted that look on my pages. So that sheet I printed twice. And here's another envelope. That's the flap of an envelope. Again, those were the printed twice to a page because I wanted this to look very symmetrical but slightly different, so I think it was successful. I did not print the back of these, which is very odd for me. I usually don't do white. It's very stark to me, but this time I left those blank. I don't know why. Just didn't print the back. But this one I made into a little tuck spot. I love that flower right there. I did a little extra fussy cutting on it. It's extra fussy. These were some pockets. And then this little guy is a new die that I got, again, off Amazon. But you open it up, and I add a little bling, little fart of sparkle, if you will. And then it has a matching friend over here. I just think it's beautiful. I love these little folding tags. They're so fun. And these little corner decorations I stuck on the front of the pockets just for a little more visual interest. And of course another place to tuck some stuff. Little postcard, file folder. More pockets! Imagine! I put some stuff on here. There's some of the little bits and pieces. This is actually 2 separate pieces. That's like a piece of paper washi that you print. It's part of the printable kit. I flipped those around. Put the big piece in the front, which is not the way to do it. You can't see them that way, Paula. Oh, I guess maybe I did that on purpose. Because this one's short, that's why. Okay, I'm catching up with myself now. Maybe I'll put the tall one in the back and the short one in the front. I'll do that way. Alright, and here is another envelope. And what I did was I tucked a tag Again, I sprayed this one. My purple is a little bright for it, but I promise there is purple in the kit. I think my camera might change the colors just a little bit. It is a little bluer than what I had anticipated. And then this one, I tucked some cards that were part of the kit into. And then again, I made that little tuck spot for the envelope flap just to go right back in there. Oop, not too far. Tuck that guy back in there. I like how this looks because it looks like it's actually part of the envelope, but it's not. So this one I added an envelope to it for a flip, some more of that very neutral writing paper, multi-layered tuck spot. I've got all kinds of little bits and pieces in here. I'm not going to pull them all out. That one I glued down to be a tuck spot. This one I wanted that bottle. I thought it was so cool. And the way I put this on here, it looks like the envelope is stuffed in there, but it's not. It's part of the print. This one, this is actually a pocket, and the same pocket's right here because I printed those twice, but I like how the effect of that. And so I just tucked these little guys in there. And then on the other side is the envelope, and there's the envelope flap, which I made into a tuck spot. I did glue the bottom down so things wouldn't fall out the bottom of the kit. And that is that same paper, very neutral. And then this is a little booklet. And that is from that heirloom, that heirloom kit. And then just the simple closure with a lace tie. And that is it. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching.